All right, in this video, we're going to talk about a very advanced feature of Radio DJ. This is not a plug and play type of deal. You need to know something about PHP and HTML. So I'm going to make this as simple as I can to the best of my ability. All right. So we're going to talk about this feature called the web export. Someone asked about this. Sorry for taking so long. I work third shift and I have family. And so sometimes I can't get to stuff like I want. I'm going to try to do a video once a week at least. I'm going to try to commit to that. All right. So what is the web export? Let me memorize Radio DJ. The web export is when you send data to a PHP file on a server somewhere, and then other PHP files or even even HTML files can read that PHP file. This is the homepage of my flagship radio station, niaradionetwork.com. And you see that I have the listen now button here, which will pop up a player. But right below that, it says now playing. This little section here, which is the album cover. You saw it change there. It has the artist. Okay. So this is a commercial. And that's the album cover for that. So every time a song changes in Radio DJ, it sends information via the web export to whatever script you have to catch it. Okay. Let me see. I'll do another song change. The next song coming up is Ricky Dillard and New G. Let's see if that album cover comes up. Now, this is set to reset every 15 seconds. So it doesn't do it exactly when the song does it. I felt 15 seconds was enough for a person to kind of halfway wait. It'd be somewhere in between there. So there's the album cover for Ricky Dillard and New G. Okay. So that's what's playing on the station now. So how do you make this work? What do you need to do? We're going to start with the very beginning. First of all, you need a hosting account. Let me go over here that has cPanel or any hosting account that will host PHP files. That's very important. And you need to be able to upload your own PHP files so that you can, do what you want to do. So I'm going to log into this cPanel account. And I think this account is for my producer, Roderick.com. That's this one here. I'm just using this as a test. So the first thing you want to do is make a folder. I like to put things in a folder. So we're going to go to the file manager and we're going to create a folder that we're going to send this, upload some PHP files to, and send this metadata information from Radio DJ to. All of my domains point to the public HTML folder. I've seen people whose domains are on the outside of this. So it depends on where your domain is pointed to. So when I go into this, we're going to see that I have another domain in here, this musicfan.com. Producer Roderick points to this default. Okay. So what I want to do in here is I want to create a folder. I'm just going to call it test. Okay. And you see, it's going to make this folder called test inside of the public HTML. So let's create it. All right. So here's the folder test. Now I'm going to go into this folder and I'm going to upload into this folder some files that we need. The first file I'm going to upload is this file. I call it data grabber, something I just created just for the simple fact of grabbing the data. So basically, Radio DJ is going to push information to this file. This file is going to grab it and do something with it. Okay. So I'm going to leave this up and we're going to go over to, But before we do that, let's go over here and let's refresh, and we should see that grabber data. I'm also going to put in here a file called index. Called index HTML. And I'm going to edit that real quick. Just to show you how we access that file. You got to be able to access the file from the outside world. So I'm going to paste HTML code in here. And we'll call this it's going to be our test folder, and to display something, we'll do this. Oh, this thing is doing it. Okay. It's filling in the blanks for me. I'm so used to having to type it in. Okay. And I'm doing this so that we can see if we have access to this index or to this folder. So it should be producer Roderick. .com/test. All right. So that lets me know we can access this folder from the browser. Okay. So we're good to go there. All right. So we've uploaded this file, data grabber. Very important. Now we can go to that, but nothing is going to display because this file doesn't display anything. It doesn't display anything, but we're going to need that file for what we're going to do inside of RadioDJ. Okay. Now, oh yeah, I took out the word test. That's why that came up. Go back, put in test. All right. That's what it's going to say. The reason why it's doing that is because this file, it doesn't display anything. It just grabs information. And let's see what the error is real quickly. Let's view that. Okay, so it doesn't like that piece of code. And this is why I don't really get into this too much. Line 6. Oh, there's nothing to put. That's why. All right. So that's why the error came up. Okay. So we'll delete this error code. The reason why it came up with an error code is because this is looking for information and we didn't give it nothing. And so because we didn't give it anything, it thinks it's something wrong. So now let's go over to RadioDJ, because what I want to do is I want to grab this URL. I want to copy this URL. So it's my domain.com / the folder I created called test / datagrabber.php. I'm going to make this file available for anyone that wants it at carterscripts.com. I'll put it in the description. All right. So this is version 2.0.6. We're going to go down here to the now playing info. And we have a custom tab, a file export. File export is for how you update a text file with the now playing information. And we're going to go to web export. Okay. And we're going to paste this URL into web export. I don't have a password, and I'm not going to put the custom data in there yet. We're going to get to that in a minute, but I am going to add this to save it. Okay. I'll leave that there. So let's go. Let me show you where. If like I'm gonna edit this, so you just click edit. Let's find out what this custom data is and how we should apply it. In Radio DJ, there is a folder. I guess I should show this to you while I'm doing it. Go ahead and say it to get that out the way. There's a folder called Docs. So when you go into Docs, you're going to see a file called Radio DJ Stream Variables. I'm going to double click on that. Okay, so that's going to come up. Let's move you out of the way. This is a listing of all of the variables you can use with web export. Whatever data you want to send. This is all of the data that you can send. And if you notice, it starts with a $sign and it ends with a $sign. Okay. So we're going to use this list to choose what information we're going to send. Now, the script I got it set up to only do artist, title, album, and cover. And so that's for cover is the word image. So let's memorize that. Let's go back to this now. Play. Let's go over here to web export. And we'll click that. Another way you can do that is to double click on it, of course. All right, so this is the URL we're posting to. We're not going to use a password. We don't really need one. But if you wanted to protect your script, there's a way to put code around it. I didn't want to make it too complicated. All right. So our custom data is going to be, and I think I can do this without the password code. So we want the title of the song. So we're going to say title equals. And then remember, title was $, title, $. So that's what we're going to put. $, title, $. Okay, so we got title equals $, title, $. Now we're going to add artist. So we have to put the ampersand, which is shift number 7. That adds an and, because we're going to include this. And now we want artist equals artist. Artist equals $, artist, $. And we're going to say album. Make sure I spell the album right. Album equals, and I forgot what they had for album. So let's go look at that real quick to make sure. Okay, album equals album. Okay. So album equals $, album, $. And we're going to say image equals image, $image, image equals $image, $. Okay. You have to click enable and you have to select post. Okay. And you also have to check active in order for this to work. And then we're going to click on the saved. When I click save, it's going to jump down to the bottom and we should see the word enabled in checked. Okay. All right. So we're going to play this. We're going to play this and let's put it in auto mode. All right, so what I'm going to do now, this is changing. So what I want to do, I want to go see if it's posting on Song Change. So let's memorize Radio DJ. Again, you're not going to see anything here. So I'm going to go back to the file manager. And when I refresh, there should be some files in there. Not yet. We still got an error log. Make sure to read that to see what that says. Is that the same error? Yeah, it is. Doesn't like line 6. So let me see. Okay, so it doesn't like that. So there's something on the server. I'm going to pause the video. I think I know what it is, but I'm going to pause the video and just check something. Be right back. All right, so what I did was I added a file to give the folder some permissions, but I also added, I made sure the file export was working as well. I made sure that was working as well. And I checked my spelling and everything. Trying to think, was there anything else I saw? No, that was it. So I checked the spelling on the PHP file. Okay. And so now it is starting to post. Let's see. What is the name of this? That's number 15. The next one coming up is number 14. So let's look at the post log first. I mean the post text. It shows you the name. That's number 15. Like we say, we're just playing. The name of the song, and it gives you the image name. So when I refresh this, we said the next one will be 14. So let's see if we got that. Yep, there's number 14, name of the song, and the image. Okay, so it's posting. All right, so the data grabber is posting. I had to add this PHP ini file that kind of gave the server some permissions. This will be included as well. So as you see, it created a post log, a post text, and a Radio DJ raw data text. That's what the radio grabber does. It creates these 3 files. Okay. So if we look at this file right here, let's look at it from an edit point of view. This is what they call a Johnson file. All right. Everything is formatted a specific way. The artist is Bro DFAT. The title is CSMB, New Disco. Of course, it just changed. Then the album, and then the image name. Okay. So now that we have that working, how do we use it? All right. So I'm going to have another file in there called now played. So let me go and get that. It's another PHP file. And this PHP file is what we're going to be looking at to display information. Now that we have the grabber grabbing the data and creating the files, this now playing file, what it does, let's look at it real quick. It lets you change your time zone. But right here, the second line, it reads that Radio DJ raw data text file, processes it by unserializing it, and then down here, it's going to display it. Okay. Now we're going to leave the image part out because I'm going to show you that in a minute. But you can resize the image. But as you see, we're going to be displaying the artist, the title, and the album. And the way to get to that is the now playing PHP. So if I go up here and change this to now playing PHP inside of the test folder, we should get this right here. We haven't connected the image yet. Okay. So we go over here to Radio DJ. It's on number 11. That's 12. So, okay, you just saw it refreshed. You can set the refresh rate down to a lower value, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I thought 15 was good enough. But if we wanted to, in the now playing PHP, we can change this 15, say 10. Because trying to time it to the song and all of that, it's a little tricky. Okay. So what's this coming up next? Number 10 is coming up next. So this should refresh and say number 10 here in a couple of seconds. And again, you can set it. See, there it goes. You can set it to do 5 seconds. All right. So how do we connect the album cover? All right. In order to connect the album cover, you're going to need FTP. And you're going to need to upload the album covers somewhere. So since we have a folder where all of this stuff is being posted, we're going to make a folder in this section, and we're going to call it pictures. You can call it whatever you would like. All right, so I'm going to do it through the browser. So I'm going to go to pictures, I'm going to go in it, and then I'm going to go to upload. And I'm going to go and find the folder. I don't think it's a lot of images. So I'm going to go find those images for that particular Radio DJ installation. I think it's the multi. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these pictures, these images into that folder. So we're uploading them to that test /pictures. Do I need any more? I think that's all of the ones I need. Yeah. I'll just do those. All right. So now when I go back over here and refresh, we'll see that all the images were uploaded to the pictures directory that we created. We created a directory called pictures. We're still inside of the test folder. Okay. So all we have to do now is connect the now playing to the location of the pictures. So in the now playing, right here. So I'm just going to grab this link. I'm going to paste it right here. The whole thing, I guess. And we're not going to go to the PHP file. We're going to go to the pictures folder, all lowercase. All right. So this is the location of the pictures. We put the grabber PHP stuff in the test folder, but then we created a folder called pictures inside of the test folder, and we uploaded all the images to it. Save changes. And boom, there you go. So now the images will show this is New Disco Volume 1. Okay, now they're lost over here because I changed their location. So let me put their location back. Let's put it back to where they were. And the reason why the script knows where to put them is because it's matching the song information up with the song in the database. Put that back. The next song should have the picture back. Hopefully, should. All right. And so that's basically how that works. Now, if you know PHP, this is why I've been reluctant to show that. If you know PHP, you can modify this. You can do this however you want to do it to make it do and display however you want it to display. You can make the image bigger. You can put colors on the names and titles and bold. I made it simple because I have a white background or semi-white background, and I just wanted to fit with everything else. I didn't want this to be colored. If anything, this is a commercial. I can tell it's a commercial because of the way this was displayed. Now, I could block the commercials, but I decided not to block the commercials. I could also make this a hyperlink and use the link information inside of RadioDJ. So when people click that to buy the album or to get more information, as long as I put the link information in the metadata of the song in RadioDJ, there's three, is it three? Yeah, I think 3 URLs you can use in RadioDJ. Let me look real quick. Show you where that's at. And then you can use those stream variables for that. Yeah, so they give you a buy link and 2 extra links. And you can use those in the web export by looking for the variable for it. There you go, the buy link and the URL 1 and 2. And so you can add that to the code in order to display the link. So anything you want to push to a PHP file can be pushed to it. Now, if all I did on the PHP file was artist name and title. Let's look at this grabber for a second. This file is not that big. Come on. All right. So all I did was I'm grabbing only the title, artist, album, and album cover. I put that into an array. So if you add any more variables, just mimic what you see here. This variable over here can be whatever you want, but you're going to attach it to, see the word image, the word album, the word artist, and the word title. Those are the equals that I used in the web export. See right here, title, artist, album, and image. That's what it's grabbing when this runs. And so it grabs those and put those over here into these new variables. And then these new variables get added into an array. Then that array gets written to a file, this RDJ raw data text file. The post log and the post text, I put these up here so that we can find out, is it posting? Is it making a connection? And the image directory, we're not using that. So that probably won't do it because we're doing that within the now playing. There was another one I made, which is basically the same thing. It's called it's like this one. See, if you notice, this one is on the sides. And if you notice, this one is underneath the image. Well, that's because I have another file and I call it the sidebar. Now we'll put that in there. So let's drop this in here. Okay. Let's go over here and change this to sidebar. Just simple PHP code. And it's similar, but it puts it underneath. So now I have to, oh yeah, I didn't change. All of this will be fixed when you download it. What it's saying is in sidebar, I'm telling it to look for something that's not there. So we got to fix it. See, it's looking for raw data instead of RDJ. Raw data. And also, we got to put in like we did before. Close you. We got to, let me copy this. Here we go. I didn't know it was still here. So we're going to copy this, the location of the pictures. So I'm going to copy that from that one. And we have to put that down here between all of that good stuff. So now when we hit save, let's hit a refresh. There it is. Okay, so this one, the sidebar is, I made it because I use a WordPress site. And all I did was made a widget, a custom HTML widget, and I iframed that in there so it'll fit. And as you see, that's what we have. So I hope this has helped. Again, you really need to be somebody that knows a little bit about PHP to make this work. And I may even simplify this by just putting in, because I don't know where you're going to put your pictures. If you make a folder and put it in a folder, okay, so let's see, it lost its way, so let's take this out, see if that'll work. Refresh. Yeah, that'll work like that. So I'll just make it to where if you create a folder and you put all of this in that folder, and you couldn't, push RadioDJ, the URL from RadioDJ to it, everything should work as is. So that's what I'm going to make sure I do. And what I mean by that is you don't have to, in the sidebar, in these right here, in the now playing, you don't have to add the URL to the images. It's going to find it if the images are in the same folder where these are, where these files are. That will save you an extra step. Basically, all you have to do is upload your pictures, these files, and set up RadioDJ, and you'll be good to go. Yep, that's the now playing. It's the one with them on the side, and this is the one with them below. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I don't like to get into a lot of PHP stuff for people. I try to stay away from that because it can be time consuming, and I don't want to say I'm new at this. I've been doing it for a while, but it's time consuming. If you have someone that can do PHP for you, do your website. I do not do websites, okay, because it's time consuming, and I know why people charge what they charge because of the frustration and the headache. And most people don't want to pay those prices. So rather than deal with that, I would just tell you, I do not do websites, and I do not do, if I do any type of coding, it will be in the store available for free, or you would have to pay for it. All right. Hope this has helped, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I want to know your comments about this video. Thanks.